And joining us now from Vernon's is our favorite wine expert,
Thank you.
Samaye Tom. So nice to have you back. I missed you.
I know I wasn't here last Friday. I was on the couch.
Not sampling
No,
your
definitely
confession.
not.
He was on the couch saying,
No, it was not a fun moment. So,
didn't
sorry.
feel
so it's great to be back.
Well, we're glad you're back
Thank
because
you.
today I want to talk a little bit about port, which I've told you is my favorite. I don't know.
is.
Have you ever had port?
I've never had port.
After dinner drink, my favorite after dinner drink.
It's the other
It is.
white wine, isn't it? Pork.
Well-
Pork.
Ah, good one.
Sorry.
Dun, dun,
Thank you.
I like that. I like
Let's
that.
talk a little bit about the origins of
Okay.
port, because you know this better than anyone.
You know, when I was taking my SOM test, years ago,
Right.
This was the most difficult part of it. It is so complicated.
Yes.
They are allowed, since 1940 by the Portugal government, to use 80 different styles of grapes.
That's a lot of grapes.
And I was really concerned about one of the questions they were going to ask me. It was like, okay, Tom, name 45 or 50 of the grapes that they make.
That's a lot of
That's
studying.
crazy.
And now they have gotten down to where they really only use 5 grapes, but they're allowed to use the other 75 grapes to do blending.
Wow.
And in the Douro Valley, which has got real steep sides to it,
Yes.
they really didn't even know what grapes they were picking.
Oh, my
back
gosh.
when they started doing these
Sure.
in the 1600s. Interesting thing about port is they think it really is the only wine that was really discovered or made by mistake.
Really?
Back in the 1600s, when the British were fighting the French, they conquered the French. The British' favorite wine was Bordeaux. And they destroyed all their Bordeaux.
Oh, wow.
So when they're sailing home, they come into the port or the Oporto of Portugal. They find this red wine.
Port.
Tense
Right?
port.
That's awesome.
Got it.
They find this red wine, and they knew that it was not going to survive the shipping. So what they did is they added a touch of, at that time, that was known as vodka.
Oh,
to help
okay.
stop the fermentation process, and they brought it home. So that's really where it was discovered by mistake.
Interesting.
Awesome story.
I like that
it's,
story.
It's really neat.
Well, I
And
want to go back to what are those 5 grapes that
don't
are.
ask me.
He had to study 80. He had to study 80.
80.
I know, I just wanted to get you on that one because we were
I
talking.
know they start with T's. Every single one of them start with T's, and I can't pronounce them anymore.
Well, I do know that the taste is amazing, and
It is.
we have different port types, and you and I have talked about this. I really think the viewers should be aware. I think it really does give you an air of prestige when you go out to eat and you can order the right port at the end
Right.
of a meal. So give us some insight and expertise.
Well, one of the things that we were talking about earlier, here's a white port.
My favorite.
And if you have never had a white port, I mentioned it a couple of segments ago, it really is the #1 consumed port in Portugal.
right.
And they drink it with tonic all day long.
Really? With tonic?
All day long.
Interesting.
And when it really comes down to it, there's only 2 styles of port. There's port that's aged in wood,
Okay.
and there's ports that is aged in glass.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
Now, what's the
But
difference?
then there is 11 subcategories. That's when you get into your rubies and your tawnies and your late bottle vintages,
Okay.
and so on. And we have on there the tawny ports. The only port that's really aged in glass is vintage ports. Your 1960s,
In glass.
63s in glass.
Okay. How
do
They
they-
put it right into the bottle.
Oh, in the bottle. Okay,
right
gotcha.
into the bottle
Okay.
on there. And it's only about 3 or 4% of it. That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah. Well, that makes
Everything
sense.
else is aged in wood.
Got
on
it.
there.
Okay. Wow.
So
Okay.
your rubies are aged in wood. Your tawnies that really start out as a ruby are aged in wood. And
I like the tawnies. And you said that tawny, unless that you can drink your tawny right away. You don't have
It
to wait
is
for it to
designed.
age.
It is designed to be consumed right away.
Okay.
And your the 10-year, 20-year, 30-year, and 40-year tawnies. Your 10-year is actually
The
designed
chilled one.
to be served chilled.
Yes, I remember that tip.
Yeah.
That was a good tip because
Yeah.
I never thought to chill port before
Right.
because you generally drink it as a warmer,
Yeah,
a warmer
absolutely.
drink. But I liked it chilled.
And then also, port does come from other parts of the world. From America, Australia, South Africa, but those are called port styles.
Oh,
You can only be called port if you come from, the Douro Valley, Portugal, and so
Right.
on. Just like
Oh.
champagne,
There you go, then.
can only
I
be
didn't
called
know that.
champagne.
Right, it can-
Otherwise it's a sparkling wine wherever it comes from the same.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
pretty
not
cool.
know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in America, the big port producer in America is Beringer. They have
Yes.
their own port caves and everything else.
So how
on
much
there.
does the average person that comes in to a restaurant know about this? I mean, do they really know that much, or?
5-6%.
That's
Really?
amazing. Yeah.
That's not
that's why it's a
anymore.
yeah, that's why it's a benefit to have people like
it's
you.
really a hand
Exactly.
sell. You know, it
Yeah.
is up to the service staff to do a hand sell.
Right, right.
And then we walk you through, except when you come in, you knew exactly what you wanted. You like the 40-year tawny.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
$40 a shot. So, jeez. I mean, I have a port palate, but I only have a beer budget.
Right, well, hey,
And,
me too. Trust me, that's
so-
an expenditure.
But-
Well, what about with food? I wanted to ask you that because I usually would have it generally after a meal, but what's your opinion about drinking port with food?
Well, it depends what part of the world.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
As an example, Portugal usually has nuts.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay.
You go to British, they love Stilton cheese,
Oh.
but not the real.
That's bloody brilliant.
Yeah,
Love
but
that.
they like the white Stilton cheese, not the not
Right.
the real stanky,
No.
so on and so forth. You go to Scotland, they like to drink it with hard cheeses.
Oh, okay.
And then what do you think we love in America?
Chocolate.
That bingo.
Wow, there you go.
know.
That is it. And
Well
you are not
done.
going to believe this. Buttered popcorn, just like on the
Oh,
champagne.
wow.
You know,
I
yesterday was
kid you
National
not.
Popcorn Day. Did you hear that?
Hey.
I was thinking of you, and I was thinking, hello, Champagne. And now, of course,
No.
you just saw the location. If you want to head out to Vernon's tonight, not only can you listen to some great music, but you can check out Tom, and he'll give you the best advice on what port you want to drink. I recommend trying it. It's really
Yeah,
fabulous.
go for it.
Maybe we'll try it before we leave.
Okay.
And, of course, here is what is on tap at Vernon's for the rest of the weekend. Saturday at 8:30, we've got jazz with some blues on Saturdays with the
Jazzy.
Memphis P-Tails.
Woo.
Yes, we do.
Jazzy. That's fun. And then on Sunday, there are two shows, as every Sunday goes. One at 5, the other at 7:30 with our friend Tommy Gerhardt and his band doing the standards.
We do.
We love it. And we will be right back.